Hello, my name is John Doherty, and this is a short video on how to manage anxiety. Now, anxiety is something that affects people at different times in their lives for a variety of reasons. Obviously, one of the things we can do is try and find what the root of the anxiety is so that we can perhaps uh, heal it in some way. However, on the other hand, I think it's really important to be able to manage the anxiety at the same time, possibly. So that's what I'd like to talk about today, how to manage your anxiety. So the first thing to recognize is, to somehow befriend the anxiety. I know it sounds strange, but we need to get to know, well, how does my anxiety affect me? How does it impact me? What triggers it? What does it look for? How does it feel? How long does it last generally? So when we build up that information and get to know and befriend our anxiety process, that's a good stepping board into healing and managing the process of anxiety. So first of all, oftentimes with anxiety, it starts in the gut, in our fight or flight area, and then it connects into the adrenal glands, and there can be low level anxiety, and depending on what's triggering us, and again, that word triggering. So oftentimes the anxiety is waiting in the background for something to attach onto. So it looks for things to come alive with. So you might find yourself, particularly with, say, the COVID pandemic or whatever's going on in your life, that the anxiety looks to attach on to the story of that and make that story more fearful and more real in your mind, therefore allowing the anxiety to flourish. So, and even if you have something concrete, it's interesting. Let's say, for example, you have to go to the dentist that you don't like, or an operation, or something is happening. The anxiety will latch onto that then, and that'll be its ticket, its golden ticket to flourish and come alive in you. All the other anxiety or anxious thoughts take a back seat for a while. So it's always looking for life. And it's good to know, gosh, this is how it works. And maybe I can befriend it and get an understanding of it. And through that understanding, begin to work with it in a more positive way. So today I'd like to look at a couple of things, as you can see from, as you can see from my notes, managing anxiety. Number one, learn how the anxiety works. Number two, find a touchstone. So this is a practical technique in managing your anxiety. Find a touchstone. For a lot of people, maybe it could be a ring or a piece of jewelry or something that you're wearing on your body just for the anxiety, or in your pocket, just to manage your anxiety. So every time then you feel the anxiety begin to trigger or arise in you, you go to your touchstone. So I'm holding my touchstone now. Now what happens next? This is a reminder. This is a reminder that I am not the anxiety. These are just feelings and possibly thoughts going through my body and through my mind. And as I hold or connect with the touchstone, it reminds me of that, so that there can be some space between me, the person, and the feelings and the thoughts. And that's really a crucial and important place to start. Rather than identifying with the feelings and the thoughts and getting lost in them and overwhelmed by them, we need a touchstone to bring us back and remind us, hold on, take a deep breath. These are just thoughts. These are just feelings. I don't have to attach to them. I can be the person holding a space, holding a container for these feelings and thoughts without getting too involved in them. So creating space between me and them. And that's the first thing, really, really useful everyday technique that you can practice even when you don't have the anxiety, so that when the anxiety gets triggered, your touchstone is ready to roll. You've got the program, you know what to say to yourself, you know what to do. So that's the first thing. The second thing then is stability. Stability. And again, I kind of mentioned that already. When you reach for your touchstone to create the space, I am not the thoughts, I am not the feelings. And I take a deep breath, just a few calming breaths, and allow my energy to stabilize again. Because often the anxiety will have us off into chaos, into overwhelm. So I need to stabilize my mind, to stabilize my emotional body, my physical body. And take a deep breath. And then the third element here, after the stability, is my ground. So take a deep breath all the way down to my feet. Bringing the energy down again from my thinking mind and all the anxious thoughts down to the stomach, down to the feet, and grounding it. Just sitting down with your touchstone, allowing yourself to feel your feet as they connect to the earth, earthing your energy. It can only for a minute or two. It makes such a difference, particularly if you practice it frequently. So then we ground our energy, and then another simple element you can add to the practice is putting your hand on your heart and connecting. So connect now. I connect not to the anxiety and the anxious thoughts. Instead, I connect into my heart, into myself, the part of me that is witnessing the anxiety and the thoughts, that's managing them, but is not wrapped up in them. So opening my heart now into love. Love conquers all fear. Keeping my feet grounded and solid, holding on to my touchstone and just breathing a few deep breaths. My body is in the present moment and I am with my body. My anxiety is coming up and leaving. With every breath, I empty out the anxiety, the anxious feeling. Good, good. And then lastly, just to bring a spiritual element of intentionality or prayer to the practice. Again, this is optional. Just calling on your spiritual resources, perhaps whatever they might be, or however you language that. Or setting an intention. My prayer or intention today is, please help me to manage my anxiety better. Every time it arises, to reach for my touchstone, to stabilize myself with the breathing, to ground my energy, to connect, and to feel centered and in control again. So asking our spiritual resource for any help in that process and sending that intention out to the universe. So thank you today. I hope my anxiety management technique is helpful for you. Blessings on your day.